Okay, so it turns out that the Stadia controller in wired mode is very compatible and tends to work with pretty much anything. Here it is playing a PlayStation emulator on a Raspberry Pi. (2009) MacBook running RetroArch with a Mega Drive emulator. Here it's controlling my Sony Android TV. How about Roblox on a Chromebook? And with this micro USB adapter, I can use it with my Windows 10 / Android Dual OS tablet. So even a device this old, which is running, I think, Android 4.4, with the same adapter, I can use it on an Android phone, in this case an LG G3. So I've got a USB adapter for my iPad Pro. If I plug that in, it comes up with a message. Stadia controller, this accessory requires too much power. I've tried it with a USB hub, which works with other devices, but it isn't recognised. So the iPad is out of this test, and that goes the same for an iPhone. Okay, so a couple more things to try. This is my Windows XP / 98 compact from 1998 with the original Microsoft mouse. So if I plug the Stadia controller in, what happens? Okay, if you are interested in this computer and what specs it is, I have 2 other videos with this, and I'll link them in the description. So let's get my Stadia controller and plug in the USB-C cable. Nice sound. So Hardware Wizard install automatically. It's nice to see it recognised as a Stadia controller. Obviously that's something in the USB. Okay, so I'm not going to connect a Windows 98 or XP computer to the internet. I said 98 and XP because this dual boots, but that's in the other video. Oh, found new hardware. So we go next and finish. And then if we have a look, let's just see what it says about it under system. A problem occurred during hardware installation. So hardware, let's go back here. So I've got 512 megabytes of RAM and a P3 796 megahertz processor, but you'll see it actually works super fast. So device manager, yeah, Stadia controller. Okay, so that's not working, although I can try. Well, let's see what it says about game controllers in here. So if I remove that and then do add, set game control from the list below and then select OK. Obviously it isn't really anything. Maybe it is something standard, maybe something like Microsoft Sidewinder. Auto detect. Oh look, it tried to do something there, look. Okay, so without the internet it's unlikely to work, but with the internet it's also unlikely to work because it's such an old device. But just to show you how fast a Windows 98, Windows XP, I keep saying 98 because the other boot is 98. If I go to programs, you can see that it actually comes up really quite swift for such an old machine. Anyway, let's move on to the last machine, which I'm sure it is going to work on. Okay, so let's have a look and see what's on here. Play. Right, Counter-Strike. Can I play that with the controller? Soon find out. So obviously I plugged in the USB. I don't doubt that this is going to work, but I thought I'd show it anyway as another device. Oh, it's not actually working. Okay, let's have a look. Whoa! Okay, so interestingly it doesn't pick it up. It recognises it as a controller, but it doesn't actually So when I tried this on my Mac, it works straight away. But it looks like with Windows, it detects it as a Stadia controller and it'll only work with Stadia, which is weird, isn't it? Okay, so obviously it's working on that. But if I then was to go back in and try and play Minecraft again, so it's definitely connected, it doesn't work with Windows. That's so odd. Yeah, nothing with that. So if I then go back into Destiny, so you can see now it's working perfectly fine. So for some reason it's not supported natively with Windows. I wonder if someone could get that working. But to see it working with so many other things and not Windows is quite a surprise. Obviously it's working with Stadia with Windows, but not on its own. What's going on here? Is this good guys or bad guys? Oh, I am actually supposed to be doing something here. Let's do a little stealthy around the back and where'd they go? What? I am definitely powerful. Just have a quick look around. Stadia, by the way, if there's no one else on my network, I haven't really done extensive testing yet, but I've played it when it's just been me here, and it is amazing. It's super smooth, looks great, and I'm really impressed by it. Okay, so it turns out it does actually work with Windows computer. I don't know why it wasn't working upstairs. I suppose I've been plugging it in and out of various different things, but just to show you that it's working fine. This is Open Lara on Windows 10, and this is basically using, how do I fire? This is basically using the desktop version, so you just go to the browser, type in Open Lara, and you get this, and you can actually play it, and various different menu things work, so all with the joypad. So it does work with Windows 10. I don't know what I was doing before, but that does work. So the only thing that I found that I've tried it with that it doesn't work with is an iPad or an iPhone. Anyway, thanks very much for watching. Please like and subscribe.